Hi, this is KY from KYspeaks, and today I'm going to share with you this simple recipe of baked lobster and garlic bread. So I got myself some Maine lobster, the one with claws, not like the Chinese lobster without big claws. So first you have to remove them from their fancy plastic netting that they come with for some reason. Remove them, and then the first thing to do is I want to remove the claws and also crack them with stone pestle. So the reason of doing this is so that later when you eat the lobster, it's a lot easier to get into the meat instead of having to use a nut cracker and do those jobs at a later point. After that, cut the lobsters in halves. So the lobsters can be quite difficult to cut in half. You want to make sure that you are careful, use a strong and hopefully sharp knife. My knife here wasn't too sharp, so I struggled quite a little bit. And when you open up, if there's a lot of this red lobster roll, that would be great. But depends on your luck, sometimes they might not be there. So after cutting the lobsters, we just put them on a piece of parchment paper and a tray for baking later. Just set it aside first, arrange nicely, make sure you can fit everything in. Then we move to the next step. Next step is you chop up plenty of garlic. Here I use one entire clove of garlic. I chop them into pretty fine, almost minced state. Put them aside. Got myself some cilantro, and again I chop them up. You want to use parsley also can at this point. They are not completely different, right? After that, with a small skillet, just heat up butter and melt them. So this butter you want quite good size. I use about slightly more than 1 inch, I think. And then once it's melted, put in your garlic. This garlic you don't need to cook too long. Just make sure it's melted. Doesn't need to be brown or anything like that. And then you place this garlic on the bread. So I use a normal bread here. You can use whatever type you want. Doesn't really matter that much, I guess. So then the other leftover garlic butter you have, add the parsley in, stir a bit, and then carefully apply them on those lobster. This is what will make the lobster nicer. And on top of the half lobsters, add some cheese. I think mozzarella will be better. Unfortunately, this time I used Parmesan. It's a bit too hard and doesn't melt fast enough. Then place them in the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes, depending on the size of your lobster. And I do it at around 180 to 190 Celsius or so. And once that is done, after 8 to 10 minutes, take it out and you have a full meal of garlic bread and lobster. Pretty simple, right? It's quite delicious too. If you like this, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. Thank you.